Hello and welcome to the live streaming channel of the Infinite Zero Experience. My name is Tio, the Infinite Zero, joining you from the Atlantic rainforest in Brazil. I am so excited to be launching this and for you to be joining me for this first broadcast, for this first stream. And today I'll be setting up the foundation for this channel, sharing with you what this is all about, what you can expect on this channel, and the best way for you to engage and get the most out of this experience. So, I invite you to settle in to receive this transmission, to create the space for yourself, to receive everything that you're meant to receive from this. This transmission is a deep activation, and the deeper that you can receive it, not just with your mind, but with your whole energy, with your body, with your heart, with your soul, the more you're going to receive from this full experience. So I invite you to take a moment to really settle in, take your time, create space for yourself to fully receive as much as you can receive, to expand your capacity to receive, to enhance your capacity to receive. And as you're joining in, for those of you who are joining me live, thank you so much for bringing your energy, for bringing your life force to this experience. And for those of you who are watching the replay, I welcome you into you also are part of this experience beyond time and space. So as you are joining in for this experience, I invite you to drop a comment, whichever platform you're joining from, just drop a comment saying hi, saying hello, saying whatever you feel like. So I also know that you're here, so I can connect to your presence, so I can hold you in my consciousness and open the stream to you as well, more consciously. You're going to be receiving this no matter what, but knowing that you're here, me welcoming you in, me holding you in my presence, will just greatly enhance the full experience, this stream for you. And for those of you who are watching the replay, also say hello. So I will hold you not just today, beyond time and space, but I will also hold you in future streams. Because this is one fluid experience. While I'm starting this today officially live over here, this experience has been ongoing. It's a stream of consciousness, it's a stream of life that's been going for a very long time. And wherever you join into the stream, you become part of the stream. When you join, it's not like you're just joining going forward. You're part of the full stream. You're connected to the past, present, and future simultaneously. Because this is life. Life is not just the present, just the past, just the future. It's one stream. It's everything. It's everything. Life is everything. And this is what I want each of you to deeply start understanding that everything is life. And on this channel, what you can expect is to be connected to the source of life, that which creates everything, that which makes everything come alive, that which is life. Whether you want to call it God, Goddess, universe, nature, it's all life. All of it is life. You are life. I am life. Realize that you are life before anything, before it takes any form, before it becomes God, Goddess, universe, world, you. It's just life. And you are life. A lot of the people say you are the universe, but the universe is life. You are stardust because we are just atoms which have come from the stars. Yes, we are stardust, but what is that? That's life too. It's all life. At the source of it, when we connect to the source of everything, it's life. There is nothing in existence that's not life. Everything is life. Everything is alive. And when we can connect to it that way, that's when life really starts changing. That's when you connect to a power that's beyond anything that you can imagine. This is real power. This is something that it took me a long time to connect to a long time to truly own that this is what it's all about. This is who I am. And that's when the game really started changing for me. I had this realization, this insight a few months back. Well, it started last year on my previous birthday, where I just had this realization that I am a soul, and it wasn't new for me, but I realized that my soul is a star, and it's meant to shine. It's meant to be radiant, but it's not shining just light. It's shining life. All stars are shining life. They are shining invisible energy as much as light, and that's what gives us life. That's what makes everything come alive. This is life. Is something that animates everything. It's that invisible thing that's present in everything. And you are this too. Your soul is a star. It's a source of life. It's a source of your life. And as you become more radiant, it becomes a source for others to feel more alive too. And that can show up as inspiration, motivation, becoming more creative. People around you start becoming more awakened. This is what happens to people around me. As they come into my sphere, they start activating just by being in my presence, even without me saying a word, even without me doing anything. My energy is radiant. My energy is radiating life. It's carrying these codes of life. These are timeless codes. These are not codes that are ancient or modern or pre ancient or futuristic. These are timeless. These are beyond time. These are what created time. These are what created space. These are what created the universe and the earth and you. These are codes of life that you're going to be receiving on this channel. This is what you can expect. Every time I show up on this channel and every time you connect to me through this channel, you can expect to be connected to the source of life, to feel more alive, to feel more activated, to feel more awakened, to feel more inspired, to the life within you, to the source of life within you. Just take a moment to receive all of this, breathing it all in. I want you to really tap into what makes you feel alive. And as you do that, take away any stories and any labels from it and just feel the source of it. What is it behind the whole story that actually makes you feel alive? that makes you feel awake, that makes you feel inspired. It may be something that you've been pushing away for a very long time. This is what we are all taught to do, is follow the script, a lifeless script of how life is supposed to be. That's not life. That's a program that's been given to you. Programs are dead. It's just repetition. It's just more of the same. Even death is life. Real death is stagnation, is just being stuck in doing nothing, in doing the same, in repetition, in boredom, in apathy, in purposelessness. When you feel disconnected from life, that is death. The death we call death is just a transition from one form of life to another. Just like the fetus dies in the womb and what is born is the baby. You go from being a water being to being an air being. In the womb, you're literally a water being. And you come out and you become a baby who's an air being. And when you die, you become a light being. It's just a transition. That's not death, it's transition. Real death is where you get disconnected from life. And this is what happens to us through all our conditioning, all our programming, what we receive when people tell us this is what it means to live, this is what you should do, this is what you need to do. You need to survive, you need to earn money, you need to go on this path which doesn't inspire you at all, and you just need to keep doing, and you don't feel alive at all. You just feel desperate, you feel bored, you feel like there's no meaning to it, you feel empty, you feel purposeless. That's the feeling of death. And to escape this, then we do substances, we get into addictions, we start behaving in ways which will make us feel more alive. We become adrenaline junkies. And all of that gives us a small taste of life because it's something different. But when you keep doing the same and you get addicted, again, it becomes lifeless because once again, it's just become repetition, more of the same. True life is always changing. That is one of the universal laws. The only constant is change. And that is what life is. It's constant change. That is when you're truly connected to life and you're constantly just flowing and flowing and flowing and you don't get stuck in your stories about what has happened to you, what you have experienced, and who you are. When you don't, when you are stuck in that, that is death. You're not living. You're just stuck in a story that's repeating again and again and again. But when you take that story and you make something of it and you transform it and you change it, suddenly you feel alive. Suddenly you feel activated. Suddenly your creativity has come into life. Creativity is life. And when you use it to navigate life, to navigate your stories, to navigate your challenges, that's what makes you feel alive. For a long time, over the past 2 years, as I was, starting to understand branding and marketing and building a business and all of this, I used to be listening to all the marketing gurus of what you're supposed to say and how you're supposed to present it. If you're doing a spiritual business, if you're a spiritual teacher, this is what you're supposed to say. This is what will get people, and you have to be very tangible and you have to promise tangible results. And that was a shit show. And then, I was seeing some other people who were doing it a bit differently. And there was a lot of talk about making life easy, making life more without challenges, and everything is smooth sailing. And I used to say that, and to a degree, it's true. I can make that happen. I have made that happen for myself. I can make that happen for people. Challenges, a lot of challenges are unnecessary, and you can overcome them very quickly with the right guidance. When you have the right mindset, you can overcome challenges. But recently, what I've been realizing is that I don't want to make your life easier, nor do I want it to be more difficult. My intention is to make you feel more alive. I want you to live more, whatever that looks like. If you've been in a season of your life which has been very difficult, and what will make you feel more alive is ease, grace, abundance, thriving, everything is smooth sailing, let's get you onto that track. If you're just absolutely bored with life being so perfect, which is also the case for so many people. Everything is just the same, it's perfect. You're earning a lot of money, you have everything perfect on the surface, and that is killing you from inside, that's making you feel empty. Let's make your life more interesting. Let's make it more challenging. Because here's the thing, what makes us want heaven, why we keep falling into this promise of heaven, of where everything will be smooth and perfect, is when we are experiencing hell. When our life is very difficult, when you've gone through many dark phases and it's just been the same over and over again, then the promise of heaven seems so appealing. But let me tell you something, when you get to heaven, it's extremely boring. It's death. The heaven that's promised in religions is death. Just imagine a life where everything is perfect forever. It's one thing if it's for a season, and that's what I'm talking about. Is I can help you create a season of ease. But when you're in that season of ease, suddenly you will start realizing you want more from life. If you are not being challenged, if your creativity is not being exercised, it becomes death. That is death. Now, I call myself a spiritual master. It's a title I received, and it's a title I have owned and claimed. And as a master on the journey of mastery, let me tell you something. Mastery is not about conquering one level and calling it the final destination and you're done. And it's like, I'm a master and it's done. Mastery is, I've mastered this level, let's go to the next level. And I've mastered this level, let's go to the next level, and the next level, and the next level. A master who has stopped evolving is a master of the past. They're just going to become a story. True masters are always evolving. There's really no end. It's an infinite journey. A person who has stopped evolving, a person who has stopped growing, a person who has stopped being challenged, a person who is just plateauing and stagnating is essentially just going downward, because life is not horizontal, life is an upward trajectory. So if you become stagnant, it's actually downward. Relatively speaking, you're just heading towards death. Stagnation is death. So what I want you to experience is being more alive, is being more connected to life. This is what these transmissions are about. This is what this channel is about. Is that whenever you connect to this, I'm going to be streaming life into it. I'm going to be streaming life to you. And that may mean, and the transmissions will keep changing. Sometimes it'll be for some people how to make life easier, how to make life smoother. For other people, it'll be how to make life more creative, how to make it more challenging, how to go to the next level, how to evolve your challenges. Because why a lot of us seek heaven, as I said, is because we've just been facing this extremely challenging, difficult life forever, right? But when you get to heaven, then everything is smooth sailing. And what happens to a lot of people is that then they want to regress back to the old patterns. So this is what so many people experience, is cycling between neutrality. It's not even real heaven. It's just like, I have a great example of it's just something that came up yesterday in one of my group sessions. Is that, oh, I've been in toxic relationships, so I decided that the best for me is not to be in a relationship at all. And for some time, I'll just be in not a relationship. My life is more peaceful. I'm happier. And then I realized it's actually very boring to just be alone. So I go for another relationship, and then it's another toxic relationship. And then I realize I have a few more toxic relationships, and I better just give up. And I'm alone again, and again it's boring, and again I'm looking for a relationship. So when you go back to dating, if you've had toxic relationships, what you can do is evolve your challenge. How can I make my relationships more interesting? It's not to look for the perfect relationship. It's not to look for the perfect life. How can I make it a new challenge? How can I look for something new? What is the next level challenge that will stimulate me, that will make me feel like, okay, things are moving, things are changing. It may be toxic, it may be difficult, it may be painful, but it's different. Something has changed. But there's also a different level of beauty, there's a different level of joy, there's a different level of love. All of it is life. Pain is life, suffering is life, death is life, joy is life, love is life is life. All of it is life. For me, one of the big things I want to change is the idea that we need to end suffering and pain. And this is where I'm fully against the foundations of Buddhism. The Buddha wanted to stop suffering, erase suffering from the world. This is what Buddhism is all about. Like the Bodhisattvas want to come back life after life to stop suffering in the universe. They want to end life itself. They want to kill life. Life, when it doesn't have challenge, when it doesn't have pain, when it doesn't have suffering, is no longer life. It stopped being life. That's death. That's this fake heaven, nirvana. If it's constant nirvana, if everyone is in nirvana, there's no life happening anymore. Nothing is happening. Everyone has disappeared. It's the end of life. And I will not let that happen. I'm going to keep life going forever. The whole universe may stop suffering, but I'm going to keep suffering. I'm going to keep evolving. I'm going to keep having pain and challenges because that makes me feel alive. But I'm not addicted to suffering. I'm not a masochist. That's not what I'm saying. It's just part of life. I embrace life in its fullness. I want to live fully. I want new experiences, new levels, new types of love and joy, and new types of pain and challenge and suffering. I want life. Life is always evolving. This is what makes life eternal. So many of us are driven to create this perfect world, this utopia where everything just becomes perfect. Everyone is living in harmony and everything is beautiful and everyone is smiling and everything is perfect and everything you want to do just happens easily and everything is abundant. That's just not life and it's not going to manifest into this reality. And as long as you keep fighting for that, you will be suffering because you will never get what you want. True peace happens when you embrace life and reality for what it is. It's duality. It's a constant duality. And when you can be in the middle of it and you truly embrace life in its totality, that's when you find real peace within. That is real peace. I am alive and I'm so excited to be alive and have different experiences and to navigate different challenges. And I actually appreciate the dual forces, the opposition, the resistance, the enemies, the people who want to block me and obstruct me and try and destroy everything. It gives me purpose, it gives me life, it makes me feel activated. I get to do something. Just imagine if none of that was there. What is life? You're just building something for what? This is literally the Brave New World utopia or dystopia rather. It's everyone is just smiling and happy and everything is perfect. Everything is lifeless. Everything is lifeless. And at the same time, you don't have to go into the 1984, 1983, 1984, whatever, George Orwell dystopia, where everything is just horror and terror. There is a middle ground, and this is what life keeps fluctuating between. And if we maintain this balance in between, this is the beauty of life. This is the true perfection of life. This is what I call perfection. It's not the perfection of heaven that is promised to us. It's not the perfection of nirvana where you stop suffering. The true perfection is where everything is just in this beautiful balance. It's constant waves going up, going down, going up, going down. When you're experiencing life this way, that is when, for me, I feel most alive. And this is what I teach people to embrace. And the more I'm teaching this to people, the more I keep hearing that this is exactly what a lot of people have been looking for without realizing it. We don't realize how upside down the whole spiritual world, the personal development world, the healing world is. We keep missing what it's all about. We want to heal to become what? To become perfect? We want to heal to become what? To someone who doesn't suffer at all ever again? If that is your goal, you will always feel broken. You will always feel broken. And this is why people get stuck on the healing journey forever. They're healing to become perfect. They're healing to become what? When I teach people to heal, there's a definite end. People heal. And what does that mean? You become fully you. Your true, authentic self, your soul, is fully alive, is fully active. And getting there is quick, it's easy. It doesn't take forever. It can be fast because your soul is eternally undamaged. What happens in traumas, what happens in all of these things is we get disconnected from life. There's a break. You become separated from that source of life within you. And if it's a natural resolution, this is what happens for animals. When animals experience trauma, they break, they may freeze, they may fall over, they may play dead, but then they kick out of it, they shake, they cry, whatever happens. There's a lot of intense release of that trauma energy, and then they become reconnected to life and they're back in sync, they're back in harmony with life, they're back in the flow, in the river of life. What happens to many humans is that when we disconnect, we get a lot of conditioning that keeps us locked into that state, and we become disconnected from the source of life, the source of life which makes us know that we are worthy, the source of life which gives us purpose, which makes us feel inspired, which makes us feel creative, which makes us feel beautiful, magical, whole. We get disconnected from that, and with each trauma the disconnection grows stronger and stronger, and with that develops an identity that I am broken, something is wrong with me. It's true. You are broken because you're disconnected from the source of life, the soul, your soul within you. But that soul is always there. It just gets buried under deeper and deeper layers of trauma. But the work I do is just to cut through the layers and get you directly connected to the source. You can work on cleansing layer by layer and layer and spend the whole time just fixing what is broken, fixing yourself, feeling broken, fixing yourself, feeling broken, fixing yourself, feeling broken. That can go on forever because I'll tell you something. There are so many layers, and then you can add generational trauma, and you can add ancestral trauma, and you can add collective human trauma. So you have pretty much infinite layers. And then on top of that, you have constant new stuff happening. It's a never ending story. So you can play that game, nothing wrong with it. I played that game for many years. I was a trauma specialist in psychotherapy. I was an energy healer. I was playing that game. I was reinforcing that identity within myself that I am broken, I need to heal. And that's what how I was working with others. It went on for a long time. And then I had this big awakening and I realized I'm not broken. My soul is whole, it's complete, it's great. I am perfectly fine. I am worthy by default. When I'm connected to life, I'm worthy by default. This is who I am. And the more I feed my soul, these layers of trauma float away, they dissolve. That's literally your soul's capability. It automatically harmonizes and heals energies which are out of harmony with your soul. All it needs is energy, it needs life, it needs you to feed it. And this is what these transmissions do. They feed your soul, they feed the divine within you, they feed and connect you to the source of life. And the more you're connected to that source, these layers just keep dissolving. And you become more whole and you become more complete. And you become more alive and you become more active and you become more creative and life becomes more magical and you're just creating a beautiful life, a magical life. And you're going to the next level of challenges because it's not about creating the perfect heavenly life. It's about creating this perfect harmony. You're being challenged just enough to feel stimulated, for life to be interesting, and it's smooth. It's not constantly blocked, constantly suffering, constantly in pain. It's just this beautiful balance all the time. So I'll pause once again to take this all in, to breathe it all in. And if you have any comments, if you have any thoughts, do let me know. Share whatever's whatever insights that you're having, whether you're watching it live, whether you're with me live now, whether you watch the replay, share your insights, connect with the people here, connect with this stream more. The more you're engaging with this stream, the more I hear you, the more I feed you, you activate, the more you feed back into the stream, the more I activate, the more I have to give, the more connected I feel to you, the richer the transmission. So I invite you to engage more. And if this has inspired you, if this message, this energy inspires you, then I would love for you to share it with someone specific you have in mind, or just to share it on your profile, however you want to share it. I would really love it, because for me, when you share it, you're spreading life. You're actually spreading life. This is how I see it. Sharing the stream is spreading more life into the world. It's growing life, is expanding more life in the world. And I will be very grateful. I trust that whoever receives this from you will be very grateful. And I thank you for whoever shares it. I feel like this is a great place for ending this transmission. This is a great foundation of what's to come. Now, today is day zero. Today is the launch. Today is literally setting up the seeds which are going to blossom in future streams. Day one, the next one, is going to be about being the one. Why you are the one, what it means to be the one, why you are living the life that you're living, why you are meant to play the role that you're meant to play. And I'm super excited for the next stream on this channel. So I invite you to join me for the next one. To find out details about the next one, first thing you can do is you can join my free private community. I'll drop a link in the comments. Over there, you'll get notified about everything that I do, including blog posts, which also contain deep life transmission, future streams on this channel, as well as any programs and experiences that I'm hosting, because those are where I give my most intense transmissions, the most activating transmissions happen within my closed containers. So, all of that I share in my free private community. So, you can join that. Otherwise, you can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. This is where I post mainly. I'll be posting in my stories. That's where I always am sharing whatever's coming up next. And that's it for today. I am super happy with the way that this has opened up. I'm so excited to do more of this in the future. I'm very excited to read about your experience, to hear about your experience, whether you share it in the comments, whether you share it with me privately. I would love to hear about your experience on this channel. And I very much look forward to connecting with you and seeing you on the next one. Thank you.